Hi, my name is Yuvarajan. Today, me and my friends will talk about background of obesity, cause and effect of obesity, and also solution on how to overcome it. Okay, what is obesity? Obesity is a variety of health problems found in excess fat, such as heart diseases and high blood pressure. People who suffer from obesity will not enjoy their daily life because overweight will definitely limit their movement. They can't run, they can't they can't play outdoors activities, they can't even stand for too long. They also will experience stress due to the feeling of shame that they look too fat. Obesity refers to a person who has body mass index known as BMI over 35. A BMI between 20 to 25 they are considered normal. 25 above they are considered overweight. And a person with BMI 30 and above, they are considered obese, and also 35 and above, they are considered obesity. In general, this BMI figure is good quantitative measure to identify a people obesity. Next is Malaysians have also been gained more weight with half of adults suffering from obesity at 52.6% last year, higher than 48.6 in 2015. Obesity in adults also rise from 17.7%, that means 3.3 million people in 2015 to 19.7% last year. Overweight slightly increased from 30% in 2015 to 30.4 last year. This means half of Malaysian adults were overweight. This makes Malaysia one of the fattest countries in Asia with the expectation of 64% of male and 65% of female population being overweight. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ritika and I'm going to talk about the causes of obesity. Okay. Balance between calorie intake and energy expenditure determines a person's weight. So it's more likely a person eats more calories than he or she burns, the person gains weight. So one of the causes of obesity would be overeating. Overeating leads to weight gain, especially if the diet is high in fat. Food with high in fat or sugar will cause you to weight gain. Secondly, genetic. A person is more likely to develop obesity if one of the parents could be obese. In some cases, both the parents could be obese as well. Genetics also affect hormones involved in fat regulations. Example, the hormone is leptin. Leptin is hormone produced in fat cells in the placenta. Leptin gives signals to the brain to eat less because the body fat, it's more like when the body fat stores are too high. So when this doesn't produce a leptin, it won't give a signal to the brain causing you to eat more. Thirdly is food with a high intake in simple carbohydrates. A fun fact. Carbohydrates can turn into sugar when you take excessive, and this could make you fat and all these things. Carbohydrate increases blood sugar level, which in turn stimulates insulin release by the pancreas. So when you are taking a high amount of carbohydrate, it will change into sugar, causing the insulin won't work on the fats or the sugar that's created by carbohydrate. This could lead you to obese, and also this could lead you to weight gain. This fact doesn't known by many people because they doesn't read about things or doesn't have a general knowledge about carbohydrate. They tend to think that they are taking less sugar, so this will cause them to be not fat or anything. But they doesn't know that intake of carbohydrates could lead to fat gain also as well. The fourth one is medication. Medication associated with weight gain include certain antidepressant, diabetes medication, and so on. Medication in this era is like most likely we take medication for everything. Simple headache, you take medication. You're having pain anywhere, you take a painkiller. Everything is associated with medication, and this will lead you to weight gain as well. Apart psychological factors, people tend to gain weight also when they have a irregular eating. Irregular eating means they eat when they're bored, they eat when they're stressed, they eat when they're angry, they eat when they are depressed. More like example me. I tend to eat when I'm bored, but I don't gain weight because I have higher metabolism. So this will cause me not to gain weight. But in some cases, people will gain weight because they have a low metabolism. So this could be the causes of obesity, and most likely one of the major causes could be at this era less exercise. Less exercise because people are too busy with their work, too busy to do this, too lazy, and they tend not to exercise and they eat a lot. This is the only common causes of obesity. Thank you. I'll pass to effect of obesity.
On the surface, obesity may look like a single problem, but is the mother of major health issues. Obesity simply means excessive fat depositing into our body, including the arteries. The drastic consequence of such high cholesterol levels shows up in the form of heart attacks and other life-threatening cardiac trouble. The fat deposition also hampers the elasticity of the arteries. That means obesity can cause havoc to our body by altering the blood pressure to an abnormal range. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Obesity is known to create endless list of problems. In extreme cases, this disorder gives birth to acute disease like diabetes and cancer. The weight gain due to obesity puts a lot of pressure on the bones of our body, especially the legs. The weight gain due to obesity also makes our bones weak and disturbs their smooth movement. A person suffering from obesity also has high chance of developing infertility issues and sleeping trouble. Many obese people are seen to be struggling with breathing problems too. In the chronic form, the condition can go into asthma. The psychological effect of obesity is another serious topic. You can say that obesity and depression has a connection to each other. The more obese a person is, the more higher the chance of their depression and the lower chance for it to overcome. One of the effects of obesity is insulin resistance. Insulin is needed for the transport of blood glucose into the cell of muscle and fat. By transporting glucose into cell, insulin keeps the blood glucose level in a normal range. Insulin resistance is a condition whereby there is a diminished effectiveness of insulin in transporting glucose into cell. Fat cells are more insulin resistant than muscle cells. Therefore, one of the cause of insulin resistance is obesity. The pancreas initially responds to insulin resistance by producing enough insulin. As long as the pancreas can produce enough insulin to overcome the resistance, the pancreas can keep on and can last for a lifetime depending on the intake of one. Once the pancreas can no longer keep up with the producing high level of insulin, blood glucose level begins to rise, resulting in type 2 diabetes. Thus, insulin resistance is a pre-diabetic condition. Besides that is hypertension. Hypertension is a common among obese adults. Besides that, there is heart attack. Heart attack is a risk of death from a coronary artery disease increased by 1% in every year. In patients who have already had a heart attack, obesity is associated with an increased likelihood of a second heart attack. Furthermore, effect of obesity is cancer. Obesity is a risk factor for cancer of colon in men and women, cancer of rectum and prostate in men, and cancer of gallbladder and uterus in women are also the effects of obesity.
Hi guys, I'm Yender from Group 1. Today I would like to talk about the solution to overcome obesity. First, government should having a higher tax on unhealthy food and drinks, such as carbohydrate drinks and fast foods. This is because most of the reason a person who become obesity is taking too much of fast food and carbohydrate drinks. Other than that, government can cooperate with school and company to control obesity among students and workers by sending officer and have a simple medical checkup with them. Uh, in the medical checkup, if someone is found obesity or nearly obesity, some action will be taken to help them to control their weight until their weight drop to normal level. Second solution is reward-based system. Exercise machines should be provided in public area to attract people attention, and the person who exercise the most will get bigger rewards. This can attract people attention and also help them to decrease their body weight. The person who is obesity or nearly obesity will ask to wear a smartwatch, which can help them to observe and manage their body situation. The watch will provide them the best exercise plan to help them control their diet, and it also can send the data back to relative department for a record. So they will be asked to wear the smartwatch until their weight back to normal. Smartwatch also can be connected with the exercise machine to keep track of their achievement. The another solution is we should have more responsible to choose our plate, especially based on food pyramid. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is David Lim from Group 1 and I'm going to continue this presentation with the topic recommendations to prevent obesity. One can prevent obesity by eating more of good fats and less of bad fats. What are good fats and bad fats? Well, good fats are basically unsaturated fats. They can be polyunsaturated fats or monounsaturated fats. Examples of these types of fats are corn oil, soybean oil, olive oil, seeds, and so on. What are bad fats? Bad fats are trans fats and saturated fats. They can be from vegetable fats or animal fats. Examples of these are the fats that comes from fast food or chocolates, coconut, palm oil, and butter, and so on. Besides that, one should eat more of calorie-restricted meals to prevent obesity. Consuming less processed and sugar foods, eating more servings of vegetables and fruits, and eating plenty of dietary fiber can be a good way to prevent obesity. In conclusion, obesity does not pass on by genes. Obesity, as you can see in the phrase, obesity is not because it runs in the family, it is because no one runs in the family. One should exercise more regularly, daily or weekly, to prevent obesity, as obesity can cause many diseases and problems as a person grows older. That will be all from us. Thank you for listening.